Welcome back once again. Now let's continue with the solving questions on linear equation in two variables. If you are new to the channel, then please do like, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new videos, you will be notified. Now let's go with the question here. It says, in an article about exercise, it is estimated that 160-pound adult uses 200 calories for every 30 minutes of hiking and 150 calories for every 30 minutes of bicycling. An adult whose weight 160 pounds has completed 1 hour of bicycling based on the article. How many hours should the adult hike to use a total of 1900 calories from the bicycling and hiking? As they clearly told, hiking takes 200 calories for every 30 minutes. Then how much in 1 hour? Because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, we know that. Okay, so I can say in 1 hour for hiking it is gonna be 200 times 2, which is gonna be 400 calories has been used. Okay, and they also said us for bicycling every 30 minutes, which is gonna be 150 calories. And how much is for bicycling for 1 hour? 1 hour I can say for bicycling, that is 150 times 2, which is going to be 300 calories. So I am multiplying it by 2 because we have 230 minutes in 1 hour. So that's why we are getting it as 300 calories. As the question says, an adult who weighs 160 pounds has completed 1 hour of bicycling. So out of 1900, 300 calories has been used for the bicycling. Now they are asking me, so remaining is used for the hiking. How many hours he has been hiking? So I can say now 1900 minus 300, that is 1600 calories is the left, and per hour a person gonna use 400 calories. So how many hours he gonna last? So it's gonna be 400 multiplied by x number of hours. This is the total calories what he could use for the hiking. That should be equal to 1600. So divide on either side by 400. So what are you gonna get? Or you can put it in the decimals. So you'll be getting it as 1600 divided by 400. That gives us x equal to 4. So it shows that after 4 hours, so remaining 1600 calories what has been left will be used for hiking. So we should go with option D, which is representing 4. A total 2 squares each have side length r. A total 6 equilateral triangles each have side length t. None of these squares and triangles share a side. The sum of perimeters of all these squares and triangles is 210. Which equation represents this situation? So now what is the perimeter formula for the square? Square is a four-sided shape with equal sides. Okay, if I am representing, this is the square with the side each as r, and equilateral triangle is the three-sided shape with the each length is gonna be equal, which is t. So all are equal. So now what is the perimeter of a square? Perimeter of a square is gonna be add up all the four sides, which is gonna be 4r, and perimeter of a triangle is gonna be add up all the three sides of a triangle, each being t. Okay, so that is gonna be 3t. Now how many squares we have? Total 2 squares. And how many triangles? 6 equilateral triangles. Now what is the total perimeter of the 2 squares? 2 multiplied by p, which is the 2 multiplied by perimeter of a square, plus 6 triangles multiplied by, let me write it as perimeter of a triangle pt for the reference. Okay, perimeter of a square, let me write it as pr, so that we won't be getting confused. Perimeter of a triangle square as pr, perimeter of a triangle pt. So 2pr plus 6 perimeter of a triangle t should be equal to 210. Now just substitute them. It's gonna be 2 times pr, we gonna know that 4r plus 6 times 3t equals to 210. Simply distribute it. 2 times 4 is gonna be 8r plus 6 times 3, it's gonna be 18t equals to 210. So this would be the answer. 8r plus 18t is equals to 210 makes sense with option C. So there are multiple ways, okay? I can directly substitute or I can assign to something and I can apply it. Regardless, at the end you're gonna get the same answer. The graph of 9x minus 10y equal to 19 is translated down 4 units in the xy plane. What is the x coordinate of the x intercept of the resulting graph? What they are trying to tell you is, suppose in the xy plane, if this is graphed somewhere like this, let's take this is the graph of the equation what they are talking about. If this graph is translated down by 4 units somewhere, so the graph will be appearing something like this. At that point, what would be the x coordinate of the x intercept? What is the value of x where this graph is crossing the x axis? That's what it says. And it's completely a Desmos part. You simply need to graph it on the xy plane. So let's see this, and you will be getting it as, so what's the equation we have? 9x minus 10y equals to 19. Okay, this is the graph what we are talking about. Now to do this graph as translating 4 units to down, so what we supposed to do is we have to subtract 4 from the y. But you can look at it very carefully here. The sign in front of that y is going to be negative. So in this case, instead of subtracting, you have to type it as 9x minus, let me type it as 10. In the bracket, you should do y plus 4. Now you might be saying, Mr. Y, it is plus because when you add plus to the y axis, it should go up. But telling they are shifting it to down, I am adding it plus 4 because of this negative sign. If you distribute, negative 10 times 4, that turns to be negative 40, which is talking about going downward somewhere. It's a, like, you know, like this, equal to 19. So this is how the graph is resulting. This is the resulting graph of after shifting the 4 units down. In that case, what is the x intercept? So x intercept, it is going to be 6.5555. This is the point of x what they are asking you. 6.5556, or you can also write it, its equivalent in fraction. So if you have any confusion, instead of positive, if you make it as negative, you can see that graph goes up. This situation translating it up by 4 units, but we are asked to translate it down by 4, so I should write it as plus 4 because of the negative sign in front of it. So that answer is gonna be 6.555, and yeah, so you can get here it as either 59 by 9, or which is equivalent to 6.555 or 6.5556. All is right. So the way how they have been explaining is this: they are setting up in, like, they are considering the general equation and they are solving. As the Desmos is there, no need of doing such a complex calculations. Take help of it. When line n is graphed in the xy plane, it has an x-intercept of minus 4, 0 and y-intercept of 0, 86 by 3. What is the slope of the line? So whenever we are asked us to find out the slope, we know that very simple. You can assign this as x1, y1, this coordinate as x2, y2. And we know the slope of the line is rise over run, or y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, regardless which one is x1, y1 and which one is x2, y2, okay? So you're gonna get the same answer. We are saying it as y2 is gonna be 86 by 3 minus y1 is 0 divided by x2 is gonna be 0 minus x1 is gonna be minus 4. So if you put it in the calculator, check out what we're gonna get. So you'll be getting it as 80 put it in the calculator and see what you're gonna get. 86 by 3 minus 0, which is gonna be 86 by 3 itself, divided by 0 minus of minus 4 is gonna be plus 4. So you simply need to do 86 by 3 divided by 4. So that value divided by 4, I'll be getting it as 7.1666, or it's in fraction 43 by 6. This will be the slope, which is gonna be 43 by 6, or its equivalent. in decimal, which is 43/6, matches with option C as they have given in the fraction itself. So C is the right answer to this question. In the xy plane, line K passes through the points this one and this. Which equation defines line K? So whenever there is a question about finding an equation of a line, you should be writing it as equation of a line is always y equals to mx plus b. Sometimes it also given in the standard form or slope point form, but I am writing it because this is considered to be equation of a line in a slope intercept form. And you can also see options also written in this way. My concern is to find out the slope first. So by using y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So let me assign this as x1 y1. These pair of coordinates are x2 y2. So what would be your slope then? Minus 1 minus of minus 5, that is y2 minus y1, divided by x2 is gonna be 1 minus 0. That is gonna be minus 1 minus of minus 5 is gonna be plus 5. Minus 1 plus 5 is gonna be 4 by 1, which is gonna be 4. So your equation should be y equal to 4x plus b. Now which option we have? Y is equals to 4x. Regardless, without knowing the value of b, I can see that there is only one option with the slope to be 4. Then I should go with option D. In case if there is another option with the slope to be 4, then you have to find out the b value by substituting any pair of coordinate points. You can substitute either this one or this one, you will be getting it as. Okay, and also know that y-intercept is the point where the value of x to be 0. So negative 5 itself is the y-intercept. So we go with option D.